Welcome to Vacuum Wars, and to our review of the Roborock Qrevo Master. It has most of the advanced features as the flagship Roborock, the S8 MaxV, but with spinning mop pads instead of fixed pads, and it's quite a bit cheaper than the S8 MaxV too. After buying one for myself and putting it through a lot of tests over the past few weeks, I was extremely impressed. In fact, the Qrevo Master ended up being the top-ranking robot vacuum in our brand new Vacuum Wars Top 20 list. Also during the testing process, I found that I probably owe Roborock an apology for my take on their previous Qrevo version, the Qrevo MaxV, as well. So links in the description, and let's get started. First, the basics. Roborock has been massively expanding their Qrevo line lately. Revo stands for revolution, and it speaks to the spinning mop pad system, as opposed to the vibrating mop pad system on the S7 and S8 series called Vibrorise. The Qrevo Master is currently the top tier model within the Qrevo series, and it comes in either black or white options. Starting off with the pros, it was really good at cleaning floors. Roborocks have always been great with sweeping up debris off of hard floors and carpets in my opinion, and the Qrevo Master was no exception. It uses a single side brush and a dual brush roller in a floating housing for this, and its sweeping was nearly perfect with everything from fine to extra large debris. The Qrevo Master is also one of the very few robot vacuums to have an auto-extending side brush, which really does seem to improve corner cleaning as far as I can tell. It also did good with deep cleaning carpets. We test this by embedding sand into medium pile carpet and weighing the bin before and after a timed run, and the Qrevo Master was better than average. Its mopping system was also a major pro. It has electronically controlled water dispensing with more flow options than before. It also has Roborock's new Flexi Arm mop, which automatically extends for better edge cleaning. Its mop pads lift up 10 millimeters automatically when it senses carpet to avoid getting carpets wet, but you also have the choice in the app to have it vacuum carpets first without moistening the pads in order to eliminate completely the possibility of getting carpets wet. In our mopping tests, it was nearly perfect with the dried on coffee and dried on grape juice torture tests. And after thinking more about this and reviewing the mopping footage, I'm pretty sure that the Qrevo Master outperformed the more expensive S8 MaxV in the mopping tests. It was close, but I think so. Moving on to the self-empty bin, as it's also a major pro. Not only does it automatically empty its dust bin into the disposable bag, but it also automatically washes the mop pads with hot water, dries the mop pads with hot air, and refills the mop tank. Like the S8 series, it also has the new sensor that can tell how dirty the mop water is and initiate additional mop pad washings if needed. The self-empty bin also has a self-cleaning function, which is rare even for flagships, and though the S8 has this feature as well, the Qrevo Master also has a removable tray, which makes it easier to access if you need to deep clean it. It has a new feature for Roborock, which is small blades inside the brush cover which remove hair from the axles where hair tends to accumulate. Moving on to navigation. The Qrevo Master uses a top-mounted LiDAR sensor to map and navigate around your house, and it mapped our floor plan in about 5 minutes with its fast mapping feature. In our navigation tests, where we run it on various power settings on a fixed floor plan, it was above average with navigation efficiency and coverage. Its battery life was also good. Its official battery life of 180 minutes on low power is better than its competitors, but we also found that its battery efficiency was better than average as well. We calculated its square foot per charge number at 1,659, where the average is 1,207. Of course, your mileage may vary depending on multiple factors. Now we come to the obstacle avoidance system, which is a big pro, but it's also the part where I may owe Roborock an apology. The Qrevo Master uses a front-mounted camera and a 3D structured light sensor to recognize and avoid household objects, and in our tests, it got a surprisingly good score of 10 out of 12. Not perfect, but notable because the previous Qrevo I tested, the Qrevo MaxV, was one of the worst I'd ever tested. So this above-average score for the Qrevo Master was confusing because the Master and the MaxV have the same hardware and reactive AI as far as I can tell, so there shouldn't have been that much of a difference. To make a long story short, I updated the firmware on the older Qrevo MaxV and reran the obstacle avoidance test, and the MaxV did much better than its original test. I'm not sure what changed in the software, as Roborock does not have a changelog that I can find, but I have had this updated performance confirmed by other reviewers. So, sorry Roborock for the bad initial review of the Qrevo MaxV, I actually like it a lot now. The final pro I'll mention is the app. Roborock has one of the best apps in the industry as far as I'm concerned. It's packed with features like virtual barriers, specific room options, zone and spot cleaning, lots of scheduling options and daily cleaning routines, carpet boost, 3D and matrix map displays, multi-level mapping. It has all new pet checkup options and video calling and a lot more. Moving on to the cons. Even though it was good with the practical tests, like the carpet deep clean test, the pickup tests, and the crevice test, the power numbers in our bench tests were not that impressive. For example, it only got 13 CFM of airflow on max power, which was the same as the S8 MaxV, but it was below average. And it was a similar story with its suction power. Basically, like the S8 series, it didn't impress me much with its raw power, but I'm not even certain that raw power is all that important anymore based on the other test results. The price is also a con. It's expensive, but that price is relative. You're getting a fully automated floor care maintenance system, which according to our numbers is as good or better than the Roborock S8 MaxV and flagships from other brands selling for a lot more. As I alluded to before, the Roborock Qrevo Master did in fact take the #1 spot in our top 20 favorite robot vacuums list, which we keep updated on a weekly basis, beating out the Dream X40 and the Roborock S8 MaxV, even though both are selling for significantly more money. You can check the links in the description for current prices and Amazon reviews, and be sure to subscribe to Vacuum Wars before you leave. Thanks for watching. All of the links in the description are updated regularly to reflect our current favorite vacuums in multiple categories. You'll also find links to the Vacuum Wars website in the description, where we have more detailed lists of our favorite products, like our new top 20 robot vacuums list, which is updated weekly.